Support for Radio Friends comes from OsteoStrong. Improvements in bone density, strength, and power can be achieved by weekly 5-minute no-sweat sessions on their 4-spectrum machines. These isometric robotic machines safely emulate high-impact loading on different parts of the skeletal system, which stimulates activity in bone-building cells. Balance and agility can be improved by 2-minute sessions on vibration plates. Every session is supervised by a trained coach. Learn more on Facebook or call to set up a complimentary wellness assessment and session.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Thursday, September the 29th. If you are a Mizzou football fan, you're probably going to recognize our next guest, Alex Demczak. Good to have you here, Alex.
Paul,
but you don't have on the football garb today.
I'm retired, just wearing the nicer clothes.
Retired? How old are you, Alex?
I just turned 30, so I did the Lizzie's Walk of Faith 5K on Saturday, and I'm pretty sore. I'll tell you what, I'm feeling it. I feel pretty old right now. So
pretty old. 30 years old. You're a baby.
Man,
you're a baby. But anyway, the reason you're here today, we're not going to talk about football. We're going to talk about your new book. He's written a book. He's a motivational speaker and he's an author. He's written a book called The Sale. Now, how do you go from playing football to becoming a motivational speaker and an author?
Well, I took a public speaking class at Mizzou my senior year, and I loved it. And I was like, this is pretty fun. And when I was on the team at Mizzou, my co-author, John Gordon, he actually spoke to the team. And so when he spoke, I remember just watching him and saying, like, I want to do that someday. And I reached out to him and said, hey, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Like, I want to just learn, like, how you do what you do. And so for the last almost 7 years now, I've been mentored by John Gordon. I've been kind of on his leadership team and have just learned so much. And that's kind of how it came to be. And so we co-authored the book together.
Yeah. It's called The Sale. So why should somebody buy this book? What's in it?
Man, I heard if you come on your show, you get a lot of book sales. So that's why I'm here. No, I'm kidding.
No, your in-laws told you to call us.
Yeah, my in-laws, the Critchfields, they did say they've been longtime followers and watchers of your show and listeners. So I got to give them a shout out. But yeah, The Sale, it's a business fable. And so it's not a book just about sales. It's a book about building trust, integrity. And long story short, the main character named Matt, he has the chance.
So it's a story.
Oh, yeah, it's a story. It's a fable.
Okay.
Matt, the main character, has the chance to make the sale of a lifetime. But to do so, he would actually make $7 million. So that's, where I come from, a lot of money. I don't know about you, Paul. I know you're pretty successful, but...
No, that's a lot of money. $1 million is a lot of money.
Exactly.
Okay, so he could make $7 million, but I bet you he's going to have to lose some of his integrity.
Exactly. And so there's kind of this crossroads of does he make all this money, or does he do the right thing? And so I can't tell your listeners the ending.
Why?
Well, they have to buy the book. Come on, Paul. You know best. And so
you're learning fast, aren't you?
But I think the principles of the story around integrity, building trust, it's never been more important. And so that's the message I share with different organizations.
Okay. So how do you keep that integrity in a world like what we have today, where a lot of times, it's you want to get ahead, and you think, to get ahead, man, I got to step on the other guy. That's not what you need to do.
Exactly. But
that's not what you need. And in the long run, it doesn't pay off.
Exactly. And I think we could all look at leaders or people who run organizations who have had these big, massive moral failures and have affected negatively so many people. But when you look at their lives, I don't think those people wake up one day and say, you know what, today is the day that I'm going to lose it all. I'm going to lose my job, sacrifice my reputation. I don't think it happens like that. I think it's a slow fade, and it's these small rationalizations over time. And so I think that's the message of the book is our society tells us that you need to have things right away, right? And so the instant gratification, everyone wants that. They want the secret pill. But I think what we really speak to in the book is what would it look like for you in your career, similar to what you have done, is over the long haul, make decisions that matter, that can have a lasting impact, and that have substance to them. You've thought about your decisions, you've thought about your leadership, and said, you know what, 20 years from now, how do I want to look back on the decisions that I made? And I think when you look at it through that lens, it brings this clarity that's pretty clarifying.
Exactly. And what have I done? You want to ask yourself, what have I done to help people, not just myself. Because when you're helping other people, you're also helping yourself.
Exactly. And I think when you have the mentality of it's not just about me, it's about we. When we get better, you end up getting better, like you said, yourself. But the focus isn't just on how can I improve myself, because I think our culture tells us like to get to the top, you need to push others to the side, like you mentioned. But I think a quote that I've always resonated with is your talent essentially sets the floor, but your character determines the ceiling. And I think that's so true. And I try to
I like that.
Yeah.
Your character determines the ceiling.
Yep.
And sometimes if you're holding out to protect that character and you do what's right, maybe you're going to have some setbacks.
Yep.
That's part of life.
Yep.
That's part of life. But in the long run, it all works out for the best.
Yeah, and that's the message of the story of the book. And again, I can't give anything away, but the main character, Matt.
Well, all I have to do is go to the end here.
Alex. But
I won't do it.
But you won't do it. But the thing is, the main character, Matt, it's really cool to see the transformation in his life once he learns about some of these laws and principles that this mentor teaches him. So, yeah, to your point, it's not always the easiest thing to do. I heard a quote by Tony Dungy. He said, true integrity is doing what's right versus what's convenient. And I think that's so good because every single day we have the opportunity to do the convenient thing. But how often will we say, you know what, I'm going to do the right thing?
Did you ever question your integrity and say, do I really have to do that?
For sure. I think we all do. And I think, honestly, if you write a book about integrity, talk about putting a big target on your chest, right? My wife's like, hey, did you do the dishes? You can't, but no, you have to definitely set yourself to a higher standard. But I'm fully aware, and I think we all are, that none of us are perfect, right? And so no one here on earth is someone that has perfect integrity. But I think when you live in that way, the word integrity is actually a Latin word. And so it means integer, which means to be whole or complete. And so when you think about the integrated leader, someone who has integrity, you want to follow that person. You want to be friends with that person. You want to do business with that person. And so I think that's my message to leaders is, man, are you fully integrated? Like when people say, like they watch you talk the talk, are you also walking the walk?
What kind of questions do you get from your audience when you speak to them?
I mean, I was at a college yesterday. You get all kinds of questions. I had a question yesterday from a student about, I'm in college. How do I know what my purpose should be? And so I go to some of these places and I don't have the answer for everyone, right? Obviously, I'm just wrote this book. But, man, I think for that kid specifically, I said, look, like, how can you move in a direction for what you feel like you're called to do? I was in corporate America for 5 years at a great company here in town, Veterans United, and they were so supportive, and they're awesome. I love those guys. And on the side,
they have integrity.
And one of their core values is deliver results with integrity, and that's why I stayed there so long. It's an awesome company, and I started building up this speaking business on the side. In December, I ended up going full-time into speaking.
The book is called The Sale. Where can they get it?
Anywhere books are sold, anywhere.
Okay.
Barnes & Noble.
Okay.
Maybe.
Or maybe from the trunk of your car?
Trunk of my car, the trunk of Paul's car as well. So.
Okay, it's The Sale. It's on Amazon too?
Amazon, anywhere books are sold.
Alex, pleasure having you here.
Thanks for having me. Thanks.
Come back again. Bye-bye.